Is Misha Garon. I've spent the last year researching about queer spaces, Irish queer spaces and Irish queer history. In Ireland we have very few queer spaces, with about 4 permanent gay bars in Dublin, the Outhouse Community Centre and Cafe, a few cruising areas and a bathhouse, and outside of Dublin these spaces are even more sparse. There is a massive lack of spaces for queer women, trans people and queer people of colour, as places like the George and Panty Bar have a majority cis, white, gay man audience, and any space that caters to a more marginalised section of the community is usually limited to regular event nights. In February of this year, I put together a survey and received approximately 100 responses. A lot of responses captured the same frustrations. No spaces for women, feeling excluded, outcast and uncomfortable in spaces that are advertised as safe. When looking back and researching Irish queer history, our community was so much more tightly knit. In the Hirschfield Centre, Thursday was Women's Night. The centre served soup, sandwiches and coffee during the day in its cafe and was a disco during the night. There were dedicated trans clubs such as Gemini, Amanda Barry's and Transformation. What happened to these inclusive community spaces? In 2025, why does our community feel so divided? I want to propose a manifesto. We, the queer people of Ireland, will make the conscious effort to learn about and teach each other about Irish queer history. Because learning our history and understanding our historic struggle and fight for equality will give us a better understanding of where we stand in the present. Without any knowledge of our history, of the people and communities across Ireland who have battled for the rights we have today, us young Irish queer people further isolate ourselves from the older people in our community when they have so much to teach us. We will acknowledge the intersectionality of our queerness with our Irishness. A large part of why queer people have been oppressed in Ireland is due to the colonisation of our country by the English and the introduction of the penitential laws. Everything is connected. There is no such thing as a struggle or issue facing a community that does not overlap with and intersect with other issues. Irish colonisation and Irish queer oppression are linked. We will acknowledge the immigrants, travellers, people of colour and disabled people within our community and provide them with safety and protection. There is no such thing as a singular struggle. Oppression exists within a Venn diagram. We have nothing to gain from excluding or putting down the most vulnerable people within our community for a false approval from the oppressor. We will not debate the validity of other people's gender, sexuality, self-expression or the interaction between these identities. We will allow others to be complex. How another person identifies themselves does not affect or invalidate you. Everyone is different and experiences and expresses gender, sexuality, etc. differently. Again, we have nothing to gain from excluding or putting down other people within our community for a false approval from the oppressor. We will not waste time on online discourse. We will log off and focus on real life issues. The nature of TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, etc. allows people to create issues that would not exist otherwise. We will be vocal and adamant about our desire for more permanent queer spaces across the country, not just in Dublin, not all centred around drinking, accepting and inclusive to lesbians, trans people, people of colour and disabled people within our community. We want these spaces to embrace and celebrate the different cultures that are present within them, rather than merely allow them through the door. Everyone should feel embraced in Irish queer space. I invite you, no, I implore you to join me in the follow-through of this manifesto. Without action, there is no progress. Make your voice heard.